Okay, what is up, people? I am Taylor. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to whatever. If it's your first time, hi. If it's your second time, hi. If it's your third time, I'm sick of you. Go away. Kidding. I try and do weekly comic-y, booky type reviews of trade paperbacks or graphic novels or whatnot, what have you. And this is the one I'm talking about this week. It's a Friend of the Devil. It's a reckless book. So yeah, let's get reckless. Yeah, this is by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and it's a crime noir set in 80s California. It's the second book in the series, but you don't need to have read the first book to really get what's going on in here. They're sort of standalone graphic novels, and they're kind of an anomaly in this industry today. Like, this was never individual issues. It's just a hardback. It's like a book. It's like a real grown-up-y book with a lot of pictures, and, well, a lot of black, too, but pictures. Yeah. I read the first book, Reckless, which is the first book in the Reckless series. I know, and I really enjoyed it. So this came out. I bought this back on Free Comic Book Day because they had a deal on it. So I got like 25% off at my LCS, and finally got around to reading it, and I really enjoyed it. It's light, breezy, murdery crime noir, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's that. The plot is mildly ridiculous and you know, not super realistic and a little convoluted and twisty and turny and topsy-turvy, straight to curvy. But it's fun. You know, and things go horribly wrong at some point, and the protagonist gets in a situation that he's not sure how he's going to get out of, and it's noir. It's like, hits all the noir buttons. So if you've ever read any noir novels or watched any noir movies, like, it's going to feel like putting on a comfortable t-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever. It's a comfortable read. Like, there's nothing in here that's gonna like shock you or well, maybe. There's violence and there's anger and there's murder and there's death, and I don't want to give away the whole plot of this, but the title kind of gives hints as to what it's about, and it's set in the 80s in California, so if that might be some clues, possibly. Yeah, you're not gonna, my point is you're not gonna like go into this and like, you know, if you know what a noir novel is and you know what all it is, like, this is gonna like touch all the buttons for that. It's not gonna step outside the norm. It's not gonna really surprise you in that regards. The art by Sean Phillips is solid. It's like the main character, Ethan Reckless, is clearly like, at least it pretty clearly based on Robert Redford. Like, there's a lot of visual similarities between Robert Redford and this character, and you know, thickly drawn inks. You know, I'm guessing traditionally inked, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, like, fairly well gridded out. Nice panel layout, nice transitions. You're always like aware of what's going on. Like, yeah, what's going on there, folks? But like, you're always, you're never in a mystery as to what's going on in any panel. Like, he's very good at the storytelling aspect of the art. It's not always super dynamic, but I mean, it's effective, and you're not going to be lost, or they're like, you're not going to have to go back and be like, what was that panel all about? So yeah, Sean and Ed Brubaker writes for Sean, I believe, and they like the panel, the pacing. Like, there's some fairly verbose pages and stuff, but you're not like overwhelmed with like tons of exposition. It's a light, yeah, read. You could read this in one sitting pretty easily. It's probably, I don't know how many pages. I don't even know if it has a page count on here. It doesn't, but I mean, it's probably like reading the equivalent of like 3 or 4 issue comic. So like, you could bang it out in the afternoon. Like, it's a good, fun, like, Sunday afternoon read or whatever, when you're just trying to, like, you want something, like, kind of one and done and complete. This is for you. And the coloring really stands out in this volume. It's Jacob Phillips is doing the coloring. That's Sean Phillips' son. Jacob's also the artist on That Texas Blood, and I love That Texas Blood. But, like, his coloring here, he does these, like, sort of, like, digital washes of color. And, like, you know, like, the palette is very sort of pastel for the most part, except for when it's going dark. But, like, you know, it's just kind of like a sun-drenched palette. Fairly simple. Like, he doesn't really, like, he doesn't have a lot of, like, super poppy colors, but he does really nice, like, job of, like, creating an atmosphere and sort of like the sort of nature of, like, sun-drenched California, because he's not, like, coloring within the lines. You know, there's like swashes of color that kind of like go over characters and stuff, and it borders on some abstraction. Like, it'd be very interesting to see what these pages look like without the inks and just the colors, because I don't think it'd be a lot of recognizable elements in some of them. The lettering, it's okay. Sometimes the lettering gets a little off, and this is nitpicking. Sometimes there's just too much spacing between the lines, and sometimes there's like just too much white around the like the word balloons are just too big in some places. I don't know who's doing the lettering. They don't really credit it. I'm not sure if it's Sean or like what the division of labor is, but there's just sometimes where it's like it feels like there's been editing done, or like the word balloons were put in place expecting more dialogue, and it's just not there. So it's just a little odd in that case, and that's just me nitpicking. It's very legible. It's very clear. There's never like any goofiness of like black text on purple background, any of that nonsense. But it's just a little bizarre when you have like some of the word balloons are just overly large. It's like, I don't quite get what you're going for there. But that's a nitpick. I did not quite like this as much as I liked the first Reckless novel. It didn't hit all the same notes. Like the main character honestly doesn't struggle as much in this one, and that was some of the appeal of the first novel and the appeal of the noir in general is you got the down on his luck character. Ethan's still down on his luck, but it's not a huge factor in this chapter of the story. And so that said, like, you don't need the first one. There's gonna be a follow-up. They're doing a series of these. And if you're just looking for like a fun, like pick them up kind of like, one and done kind of thing, I highly recommend it. I'm not giving it away. I'm gonna keep it because it's something I want to revisit now and again, I think. And I think it'll be nice I think they display well. I think you can get a bunch of them lined up. They're all the same, and they all have the nice spines and stuff. It'll make for a nice little bookshelf, folks. A nice little bookshelf. All right. That's all I've got on this one. Last week, I did do a giveaway. The winner of that giveaway is, I don't know, I'll put it in one of the corners. Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics, because it's clearly rigged. Now, he followed the directions. He wrote a comment. I picked it randomly. I didn't read all his comment, and I think the comment accused me of not reading. So, I mean, it's all fitting. So, yeah, Rob, hit me up with your address. I think I might have it, but hit me up and I'll get you the Death in the Family, which I was going to have here and hold up and be like, here, you won this, but I was... Oh, wait, hey, it is here. Here, you won this. So hit me up and I'll get it out to you. It's a little banged up, but you seem to like it a lot more than I did, so it is yours, sir. That's all I've got. Even if you're trapped in a noir crime novel in L.A. in the 80s, and there's death cults and other things chasing you down, I don't know, don't be a dick.